Hello, my name is Michael Stenberg. I'm 19 years old. I was diagnosed with autism back in 2002 when I was about 10 years old. Growing up when I was a little kid, I had shown signs of autism, but it wasn't quite clear what it was. I would do things like I had bad social skills. I had a hard time talking to people. I didn't communicate much. When I would talk to people, I would use big words, like words from the dictionary that you couldn't even find. That was like my favorite book, is the dictionary. Number two was I had liked my own space. I don't like too many people that I don't know in my area. I like to keep to myself, have my own little space, do what I want whenever I want, stuff like that. Number three was I was very organized. When I would play with toys, I would order them like biggest to smallest or something like that. Whatever one I liked the most, I would put on top. Whatever I liked the least, I would leave at the bottom of the toy box. Another thing was when I was about 2 years old, I had started having these seizures where it was kind of hard to describe really. I don't really know what happened, but I had seizures when I was a little kid and my mom was really worried about it. And I would also stare off into space sometimes where people would have to shake me out of it, like snap their fingers in my face or something like that. My mom thought it was another sort of a seizure that was going on ever since I was a little kid. I would stare off and I don't recollect what's going on. It's just a little blank world where I don't know what's going on. And so my mom thought it might be a good idea when I was about 9 years old, I would get a brain scan for epilepsy. Because of the seizures and stuff like that, they thought that's what it was. But it wasn't. It turned out there was something wrong with my right temporal lobe, where that's where they keep all of your socializing skills, which is basically the big thing about autism, is you have a bad time with socializing. Apparently this part wasn't working. So in order for me to really socialize with people, I have to store all of this information in other parts of my brain. Obviously autism is a form of brain disease where your right side of your brain doesn't really work, so that's why it's considered a brain disorder, if anyone's wondering, really. And after they found out that I didn't have epilepsy and they found out I did have autism, no one really knew what to do. My school system had never really dealt with autism before me, really. There were other kids that had it, but they never really had somewhere they wanted to be out and about it. I was really the one guy that kind of like brought everyone's attention to it. And so the doctor that I went to about the autism said that he would send over a woman to like kind of teach the class about it. Her name was Mary Ferry. She came over one day and told the class that I had autism. I was comfortable with her telling that. They said that she described what it was. She described the symptoms of it. She described what it does to you. And she also told that I'm no different from anyone else, really. I still don't like school like other kids. I still try to keep a job. I like to talk to friends, even though it doesn't seem like it. People have this sort of misunderstanding where people with autism don't like to talk to people. Really, we do like to talk to people. It's just we have a hard time doing that. We don't have that little natural functionality where we can just naturally come up and talk to you without even knowing you, ask you who you are, what do you do, stuff like that. It's really hard for us. It's more kind of a thing where you have to come up to us and we have to get comfortable with you. It's kind of like a dog, really, where you get what I'm saying. After we found out I had autism and she told the class about it, my mom had to went to these meetings about autism so that she could learn further about it. She went for about 5 or 6 years where she learned about autism. She learned how to teach me social skills and stuff like that. Like, for example, there was one time where she would get angry with me if I do something wrong. She wouldn't treat it as something else. She would treat me like any other kid, tell me if I'm wrong, and instead of like saying, I'm so angry at you, she's gonna go, Michael, I'm this angry at you, I'm this happy with you, I'm this disappointed in you, just stuff like that, just so I kind of got a little idea of how bad it is, really. And it was stuff like that that kind of like helped me make who I am today. I can tell from other people's expressions what they really mean about stuff like that. there was another thing where I had a hard time with learning expressions. My teachers wrote down on notes for me to go home with, saying that I had a hard time learning these expressions like "what's up" or "Michael, pick up your room" or "Michael, whatever," really. And I took it literally, basically. And I was kind of taught that over the course of my life about how to do these expressions, how to do them, what they mean, stuff like that. I had to learn "pick up your room" and "clean up your room" and all that sort of stuff. And along with that, I also needed to have an aide with me for my class studies. I had a hard time concentrating in classes. Like one time in 4th grade, I dropped a pencil and I just stared at it for about 30 minutes throughout the entire class, and my teacher had to snap me out of it at the end of class saying, "You need to tell your parents about this." And so with an aide there, I was able to keep focused. I was able to keep track of my homework. She gave me an agenda. I did that for about 7 years between like 3 or 4 different aides. I went to these meetings during some of my classes where they would teach me all these learning programs and stuff like that. And it sounds really lame when you talk to other kids about it. They don't want to go to a program. So really, it helped me a lot. It made me who I am today. Without that, I probably wouldn't be able to do stuff like drama club I've been doing for the past 5 or 6 years. I wouldn't have the guts to do sports. I did basketball in grade school. I did golf my 9th and 10th grade year. I did football for my last 2 years. I lettered in that, so really stuff like that just kind of helps me out. The little things make a big impact, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. And all these people have these misconceptions about autism, about how they're different from other people, when really we're not. We love hanging out with other people. We love talking to other people. I love talking to strangers if they're nice. I don't enjoy homework. I enjoy after-school activities. I enjoy a lot of things a lot of people like. And I had to learn for the past 9 or 10 years, and I've been able to live on my own, really. I've been living on my own for about a year now at Pittsburgh Technical Institute. I'm here for my associate's degree in electronics engineering technology, and I love every bit of it. I got less than a year to go, and after that I hope to get a job. I want to get my own apartment or house if I can afford it. I want to start my own family eventually, get married, stuff like that. Just really anything anyone else wants. The only difference is just a brain disorder. That's the only thing between autistic people and real people. Well, other people. You get what I mean. And that's just really what I really love about autism is, well, what I love about myself is that I have this gift to tell other people who don't know about autism. They don't know what it is. They don't know that I have it until I tell them, which is really funny to see their reactions. And I love it. I love telling people about it. I want to someday have some sort of organization or something like that, do something for these people, teach them about autism, and just share my experience with other people like I am right now. And that's it. I enjoy talking to you guys, and I hope you learned something. Goodbye.